Shalom, family.
Shalom.
I'm your brother Mark.
It's your brother Lamawad. Shalom.
Shalom. Hope y'all out there doing well today, staying blessed. Pray that the Most High is keeping y'all in good health and that protecting you in these times, and that you are definitely continuing your walk through the Spirit of the Most High and His Son Christ, and that not only are you getting knowledge, but you also are out there showing others the way, right? Showing them this truth and bringing others in, that want to serve the Most High God in a righteous way. Today we want to get back into our lessons, right? First and foremost, we got to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High, Ahaya, Ba'ashem Yeshaya, Kodash Wat. We want to get into our Bible lesson today on the spirit of Ahab and Jezebel. Today, every time you look around, there's this struggle between man and woman going on. It seems like it's coming to a head, along with a lot of other things going on in the world today. The struggle of how to get it right. We see that man and women, want each other. People want more. They want a certain foundation in their life. But is it according to the Most High God? You have women that want a husband. You have men that want a husband. We don't worry about other chaos, that the world. But we speaking as far as marriage according to the Most High God, and relationships and what not staying focused and not being in the order of the Most High, and where it could take you, where it could take your kingdom within your household, where it could take family, friends, how much destruction could come from if a man is not on point with his God, if the woman is not following the order of the Most High God. Let's get that order. Let's get 1 Corinthians chapter 11. What's the order of the Most High? How can you say that you want to serve the Most High in Christ, and you a church going sister, in that, or you a brother that I believe in God, but you not stepping into your role as a man, and it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be a struggle, because if the woman was doing the order of the Most High, if the man is doing the order of the Most High, it could get bumpy, but you come back on the court, right? Bring that out.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
Now this right here, that's proper order. The Most High, Ahaya, Christ, man, woman, and then child. That's the proper order. How can you say you want a strong man, but you don't really want him to lead you? How can you say you want a man to lead, but it's according to how you want him to lead? Nah, this is your book. This is your instruction. If he's following the Most High God, that's enough right there. But if you want to go try to make a worldly man into something else, now you're going to have friction, right? Finish reading.
Verse 4. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head.
Mm-hmm. So that's why when we pray, even the brothers that wear the Mininistries, we don't cover our head like a lot of the other nations in the world, the whether it be the Ishmaelites in Islam wearing the kufi, or the Pope, and we already know all the madness going on over there. So let's bring it out. Let's go to Lamentations chapter 4. Just setting the foundation of what the order of the Most High is. And if you don't like that order, you got to take it up with the Most High, and it doesn't matter. You going to serve the Most High or you not. So if you going into liberalism movements and equality, well, that's a contradiction itself. You want a man to follow, but you think you equal to him. No, you got duty, he got duty. We going to get into it, though. Bring it out.
From the top.
4 and verse 2.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 2. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold.
So, the precious sons of Zion, right? Those Israelites, comparable to fine gold. Go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 21. We comparable to fine gold. So, everybody knows it's something with those men when they following the Most High God. You start looking, there's no other man in the world that's like you once you know that you Israel and you following the Most High God. You gonna have a certain countenance about yourself. You gonna be walking a certain way. You gonna really be walking it. You gonna, if as long as you carrying yourself according to this, you gonna be moving how you supposed to be moving. Get Jeremiah 21:22.
Jeremiah 21:22. Or 22 and 21.
Yeah.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 22, verse 21. I spake unto thee in thy prosperity.
No, it's like, let me see. Put that on. Go to Isaiah 3 and 12.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
And that's what's going on today. Women ruling over you. Number 1 in entrepreneurship, right? Number 1 in education system. Number 1. Read that part again.
As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Children oppressing you all day long. No more respect for the elderly when you go to the store. Not even worried about opening the door for you. Scared. Terrorizing your neighborhoods. Tearing it up. You know. Then, you know, the leaders of Edom coming with that. Yeah, you could get some government check, but you can't have that man up in there. That's how it all started. Getting you men all on drugs, right? Getting you in the system to where you can't get that good job. You can't get a living wage. So you just go to the streets and you destroy yourself. In whichever way that they got for you to destroy yourself. Finish reading.
Picking up in the middle of verse 12. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
All them that lead us, they cause us to get destroyed,
Verse 13. The Most High standeth up to plead, and standeth to judge the people.
So the Most High got to judge his people because all our leaders have caused us to err. You know, some of the leaders now, you looking at the prosperity, you looking at the financial gain, and they got you, you know, denying the Most High, saying that the word ain't real. They got you thinking the player lifestyle is all right. And not to say that some of these things, you know, our people in the truth were a part of, but repenting from it, right? Even in the truth now, leaders causing us to err. Brother, you can have multiple wives, brother. We gonna get in all that too. You know, like you want multiple wives, and you saying, yeah, well, brother, as long as we could just take care of them and pay double. And you online trying to monetize, asking for donations. When there's all this other work, but you worried about, see Jake got that lust up in him real bad. That's why Jake got the most children in the earth. All of that. We're going to get into it. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 34. And verse 31.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 34 and verse 31. And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture are men.
The men.
And I am your God, saith the Most High Power.
The men is supposed to be the leaders of his people. So sis got to come down off that pulpit. She got to come back to the order. But you know what's the excuse? Well, ain't no good men. Ain't no strong men stepping up. Ain't no strong men. It's a lot of them out here. Making it through these jungles out here, right? Serving the Most High, cleaning their life up. That's why I say in the last days he gonna make a man more precious than fine gold. Because all the destruction gonna come. It's gonna be times where in these last days, you men, you see the shift going on right now. You see the shift of all the liberal movements and all that stuff has a lot of sisters passing, dying alone. Right? You see that the jail has took the men, the grave sites, the drugs, everything has taken the men. So if you a righteous man, you more precious than fine gold. You got a lot to stand up for, right? You serving the Most High and you cleaning your life up. And it's time for you to lead, to be a leader, and each one teach one. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7. Let's start at verse 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 1. When the Most High thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hast cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them, and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly.
So, this is why you wasn't supposed to deal with the other nations that was following the other gods. Same thing today. But then a lot of our people like to use these scriptures, right, just to bash all the nations. When you could go follow an Israelite woman that want to bring you into some Egyptology. You want to go follow a sister that swear by Islam or swear by atheism. So, make sure, whoever you dealing with, they better be making sure that they following the Most High God of Israel. Because that's what's most important, right? This world, everything is about the Most High. That's why we are special people, just to bring forth Him. We ain't special because we just because we special. He say He don't do this for our sake. Finish reading.
Verse 5. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. Verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So you got responsibility to bring forth the Most High. He ain't bringing forth you. That's what it's about. Now let's get into old Jezebel and Ahab. You know how they were out of order, out of line with the Most High. Let's get 1 Kings chapter 18.
From the top.
Come.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 18. And it came to pass after many days that the word of the Lord came to Elijah in the 3rd year, saying, Go show thyself unto Ahab, and I will send rain upon the earth. And Elijah went to show himself unto Ahab. And there was a sore famine in Samaria. And Ahab called Obadiah, which was the governor of his house. Now Obadiah feared the Most High greatly. For it was so, when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, that Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave.
He had to go hide the prophets because Jezebel was out of line. If Jezebel was trying to kill the prophets, she wasn't even worried about the Most High. She was just trying to go through and do the agenda that she had, that she was trying to fulfill. Finish reading.
And hid them by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water. And Ahab said unto Obadiah, Go into the land, unto all fountains of water, and unto all brooks. Peradventure we may find grass to save the horses and mules alive, that we lose not all the beasts. So they divided the land between them to pass throughout. Ahab went one way by himself, and Obadiah went another way by himself. And as Obadiah was in the way, behold, Elijah met him. And he knew him, and fell on his face, and said, Art thou that my lord Elijah? And he answered him, I am. Go tell thy lord, behold, Elijah is here. And he said, What have I sinned, that thou wouldest deliver thy servant into the hand of Ahab to slay me? As the Lord thy God liveth, there is no nation or kingdom whither my Lord have not sent to seek thee.
It don't matter what they planning. The Most High sent me to you. You are righteous. Whatever they planning against you, it's not gonna go down. Finish reading.
And when they said, He is not here, it's like he is not there, he took an oath of the kingdom and nation that they found thee not. And now thou sayest, Go tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here. And it shall come to pass, as soon as I am gone from thee, that the Spirit of the Lord shall carry thee, whither I know not. And so when I come and tell Ahab, and he cannot find thee, he shall slay me. But I, thy servant, fear the Lord from my youth. Was it not told, my Lord, what I did when Jezebel slew the prophets of the Most High? How I hid 100 men of the Lord's prophets by 50 in the cave, and fed them with bread and water. And now thou sayest, Go tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here, and he shall slay me. And Elijah said, As the Most High of hosts liveth, before whom I stand, I will surely show myself unto him today. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab, and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. And it came to pass, when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, Art thou he that troubleth Israel?
See, Ahab got it twisted. He got it messed up. And that's what happened. We're going to get into it some more, but that's what happened when you start going off. You ain't listening to the Most High. And then Jezebel, that lady, just start getting up in your ear, moving you away from your God. You start coming against those that's really for you, for the people that's for the Most High, and saying, are you the one that troubleth Israel? No, it's you troubling Israel. You the one that's messing up. You know the Most High dealing with me. And you know the Most High dealing with him. And you still choosing to say, nah, you troubling Israel. She knows what's best. Finish reading.
God. Picking up at verse 18. And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, in that ye have forsaken the commandments of the Lord, and thou hast followed Baalim, Slakia. Now therefore send and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal 450, and the prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long halt ye be between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. Then said Elijah unto the people, I, even I, only remain a prophet of the Lord. But Baal's prophets are 450 men.
Being led by Baal, being led by Jezebel. Look, all these men sitting at her table. You come get at her table. You come in her pulpit. You come serve your queen. Finish reading.
Verse 23. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Most High. And the God that answereth by fire, let him be God. And all the people answered and said, It is well spoken. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, Choose you 1 bullock for yourselves, and dress it first, for ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and called on the name of Baal, from morning, evening, until noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. Verse 27. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, Cry aloud, for he is a God. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth, and must be awakened. It's like it. Verse 28. And they cried aloud, and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets, till the blood gushed out upon them.
And we gonna put in this video, we gonna show you that the God that she was dealing with is the same God, the same fallen spirits, Lucy, Baal, that you see Gentiles over there cutting themselves up in the Middle East today, cutting themselves. This not of the Most High. So the God that she was serving, the same God being served today. Let's finish reading.
Verse 29. And it came to pass when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice nor any answer, nor any that regarded. And Elijah said unto all the people, Come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him. And he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down.
Let's jump it down to 36.
Jumping down to verse 36. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel.
Jump to 38.
Verse 38. Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt offering, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the altar that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, The Most High, He is the God. The Lord, He is the God. And Elijah said unto them, Take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon, and slew them there. And Elijah said unto Ahab, Get thee up, eat and drink, for there is a sound of abundance of rain.
So he slew the prophets of Baal after he showed them who the Most High was. Go to 1 Kings 19. And it's like Ahab is supposedly king and ruling, but he just weak all over the place, not really knowing what to do. You just, Jezebel, what you got for me today? All right, Elijah, he even got weakened by Jezebel. Bring that out.
It's the book of 1 Kings chapter 19. And Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, and withal how he had slain all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent a messenger unto Elijah, saying, So let the gods do to me, and more also, if I make not thy life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time. And when he saw that, he arose and went for his life, and came to Beersheba, which belongeth to Judah, and left his servant there.
So now she making threats. That's how bold she is. She's saying, I got something for you, because she got men. She got men that's going to do what she need them to do. Coming up against the righteous. She got men that's ready to just go against the Most High God if she say so. Finish reading.
Verse 4. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness, and came and sat down under a juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die, and said, It is enough. Now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers. And as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, behold, then an angel touched him, and said unto him, Arise and eat. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals, and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink, and laid him down again. And the angel of the Lord came again the second time, and touched him, and said, Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. And he arose, and did eat and drink, and went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights unto Horeb, the mount of God. And he came thither unto a cave, and lodged there. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him. And he said unto him, What doest thou here? What doest thou here, Elijah? And he said, I have been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts.
Mm-hmm.
For the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thine altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away.
Now, how is he alone if he has a king, if King Ahab was on point and had all his men on point? If Ahab was following the Most High, the men wouldn't be going off. Because he trusting in Jezebel. Jezebel got that demon on her, causing him to just tear up his whole kingdom while she building up hers. So things written aforetime was written for our learning. So we want to make sure we're not dealing with the spirit that Ahab got. And we definitely don't want to be dealing with no woman that got that spirit of Jezebel. Let's finish reading.
Picking up at verse 11. And he said, Go forth and stand upon the mount before the Most High. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind rent the mountains, and brake in pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind an earthquake, but the Most High was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake a fire, but the Most High was not in the fire.
Let's stop that. Because what does the Most High got to say about dealing with these kind of women, right? Let's get Ecclesiastes chapter 26. Let's get Ecclesiastes 26. Let's start at verse 22. Bring that out.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter
26.
26.
Verse 22.
Verse 22. And harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband.
Now, she's not even a tower of death against her husband. She's bringing forth death, making them sin. The Most High is going to raise up King Jehu to come and just destroy Ahab's house. Finish reading.
Verse 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Most High. A dishonest woman contemneth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Most High.
And she don't fear the Most High. She has no shame about what she's going about doing. Finish reading.
A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all.
And she's not a wise woman. She's not honoring King Ahab. She's not a wise woman. Finish reading.
But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
And she's filled with pride. And that's what you see is going on today, that they feeding the world with these liberal movements. Girl, you a queen. You don't need no man. You don't need nothing. All you need is your finance, your education. And then you get to a certain stage in your life, 40s, 50s, ain't no good men left. You done got out of the spirit of what the Most High done instilled in you, that femininity. You done got up out of that. You done went and dealt with men that you weren't supposed to deal with. You wasn't dealing with the man that the Most High had planned for you. You probably dogged him out. Ain't no telling. Different stuff going on with people, right? And then you want a godly man at the end. But you probably done gave up on your godly man. You probably already had him. Same thing with men. You want to go chase the one that's giving you a harder time instead of the godly woman that's trying to serve the Most High. Finish reading.
Picking up at verse 27. A loud crying woman and a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemies. There be two things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry. A man of war that suffereth poverty, and men of understanding that are not set by, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin. The Lord prepareth such an one for the sword.
Now, you can't go from righteousness back to sin. You got to stay on point with the Most High's commandments. Ahab's not even thinking about the commandments no more. He telling Elijah, you come to trouble Israel. He was way off. Because you done got away from the commandments of God. You done got away from your strength. Jump it up to verse 7.
Verse 7. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that hath hold of her is as though he held a scorpion.
She just tearing you up every day you come from home. You come home. Every day it's always something. It's no peace with her. She's not peaceful. All day long. All day long. Let's go back to 1 Kings chapter 19. Let's start at verse 14.
Come on. 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 14. And he said, I have been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts, because the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thine altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And the Most High said unto him, Go, return on thy way to the wilderness of Damascus. And when thou comest, anoint Hazael to be king over Syria. And Jehu the son of Nimshi shalt thou anoint to be king over Israel. And Elisha the son of Shaphat of Abel Maloha shalt thou anoint to be prophet in thy room. And it shall come to pass that him that escaped the sword of Hazael shall Jehu slay.
Most High got big plans for the house of Ahab.
And him that escapeth from the sword of Jehu shall Elisha slay. Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which have not kissed him.
So we not kissing no stones like they doing at that Kaaba. We not dealing with that cutting that they doing out there in Islam. All these things is ancient practices. And the Most High is a jealous God, like the word says. And you see how if you was out there bound to Baal, he got plans for you. He don't care that you done let Jezebel done simp you all the way out and you destroying his people. He's like, no, I got plans for you. So we got to make sure that if you out there dealing with the woman, she got to be respecting the Most High, which is also respecting you. You know, she got to know the order of the Most High, or it's going to always be off. It's going to always be off. So now, let's go to 2 Kings. Let's go to 1 Kings 21. 1 Kings. Go to chapter 21. Let's start at verse 1.
It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 21. And it came to pass after these things that Naboth the Jezreelite had a vineyard which was in Jezreel, hard by the palace of Ahab king of Samaria. And Ahab spake unto Naboth, saying, Give me thy vineyard, that I may have it for a garden of herbs, because it is near unto my house.
Man, let me get that land you got. That's what Ahab's saying.
And I will give thee for it a better vineyard than it. Or if it seem good to thee, I will give thee the worth of it in money.
Look, I'll buy it from you. I just want to get that, man. Come on, let me buy that from you. He thinking righteous at this point, right? Let me get that from you.
And Naboth said to Ahab, The Most High forbid it me, that I should give the inheritance of my fathers unto thee. And Ahab came into his house heavy and displeased, because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him. For he had said, I will not give thee the inheritance of my fathers. And he laid him down upon his bed, and turned away his face, and would not eat no bread. But Jezebel, his wife, came to him, and said unto him, Why is thy spirit so sad?
Why are you so sad, Ahab?
That thou eatest no bread? And he said unto her, Because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, and said unto him, Give me thy vineyard for money, or else, If it please thee, I will give thee another vineyard for it. And he answered, I will not give thee my vineyard. And Jezebel his wife said unto him, Dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel?
Don't you govern Israel?
Arise and eat bread, and let thine heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth.
She's gonna give it to him. So she thinks she has total control and power over everything. She's saying, look, you want that? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get that for you. She's running the whole show. She thinks she's smarter than him. She thinks she can outsmart him and the Most High's people. She's not. She doesn't have the fear of the Most High. She just worried about getting what she wants. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So how can you have a righteous life with a woman dealing with the Jezebel spirit? How can you get your blessings?
Picking up at verse 8. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, and sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters unto the elders and to the nobles that were in his city, dwelling with Naboth. And she wrote in the letters, saying, Proclaim a fast, and set Naboth on high among the people. And set 2 men, sons of Belial, before him to bear witness against him, saying, Thou didst blaspheme God and the king. And then carry him out and stone him, that he may die.
So she's a murderer. She's a liar. She's a covetous woman. All these things that Jezebel is and was dealing with. It's so much more than just having, she's just a wicked woman. No. She want it all. It's never enough. Finish reading.
Verse 11. And the men of his city, even the elders and the nobles, who were the inhabitants of his city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them, and as it was written in the letters which she had sent unto them. They proclaimed the fast, and set Naboth on high among the people. And there came in 2 men, children of Belial, and sat before him. And the men of Belial witnessed against him, even against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme God and the king. Then they carried him forth out of the city, and stoned him with stones, that he died. Then they sent to Jezebel, saying, Naboth is stoned and is dead.
See how they just reporting back to her? She got it all on lock.
And it came to pass, when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said to Ahab, Arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give thee for money. For Naboth is not alive, but dead. And it came to pass, when Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, that Ahab rose to go down to the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, to take possession of it. And the word of the Most High came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, Arise, go down to meet Ahab, king of Israel, which is in Samaria. Behold, he is in the vineyard of Naboth, whither he is gone down to possess it. And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, Thus saith the Most High, Hast thou killed and also taken possession?
Have you robbed, stealed, and killed to get your land? Is that what you did?
And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, Thus saith the Lord, In the place where dogs lick the blood of Naboth, shall dogs lick thy blood, even thine. And Ahab said to Elijah, Hast thou found me, O mine enemy?
The person bringing the word of the Lord is your enemy. Ahab not dealing with wisdom no more, cause she done got him all messed up. She's not your enemy. You don't think it's her that's destroying your whole house? You don't think it's her? You can't see, cause you so in love with Jezebel. How many times have you Israelite brothers that's watching this done seen that? And you can't even see, like, it's gonna pass. It's gonna take a while, maybe a year or two. There's no way out for him. Nope, she got him. Gone. And she know. She telling her friends, she moving just like Jezebel. She could get whatever she wants, she feel like. And she out looking for the man that's able to tell her about herself. She not respecting him. That's why you gotta be following the Most High first. Cause don't no woman just want you out here weak. You standing on something, you standing on business, you standing on the Most High's business, you doing what you supposed to be doing. All that independent is no. She respecting the one that's moving like the Most High's soldiers is really supposed to be moving. She ain't respecting Ahab that's doing everything that she want him to do. Finish reading.
Picking up in the middle of verse 20. And he answered, I have found thee, because thou hast sold thyself to work evil in the sight of the Most High. Behold, I will bring evil upon thee, and will take away thy posterity, and will cut off from Ahab him that pisseth against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in Israel, and will make thine house like the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha the son of Ahijah, for the provocation wherewith thou hast provoked me to anger, and made Israel to sin. And of Jezebel also spake the Most High, saying, the dog shall eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel. Him that dieth of Ahab in the city the dog shall eat, and him that dieth in the field shall the fowls of the air eat. But there was none like unto Ahab, which did sell himself to work wickedness in the sight of the Most High, whom Jezebel his wife stirred up.
She stirred him up. She had that battery in the back. She stirred him up. She was just in the back causing it in the name of Ahab, right? She stirred him up. And there's no fixing Jezebel. Don't take it personal. She don't love me enough. I'm doing all this to prove my love. And Jezebel can't get right. It don't matter who. It don't matter if you're this kind of man, that kind of man. There's no fixing Jezebel. Don't even take it personal. You just get her out the way. You go find Sarah. You don't be worried about what Jezebel. You go find you a Sarah that's ready to see the difference how Abraham was moving about the Most High's business versus Ahab. Abraham was focused on the Most High. She was making sure that Abraham had a righteous seed. She was moving righteously. She wanted to make sure that Abraham's promise came through. She wasn't worried about, all right, let me get Abraham out the way to go start my own thing. She was with the winning team. She knew she already won. And that's the problem. A lot of people in the world sometimes don't know that the Most High already blessed them and that they already winning. Always want something thinking the grass is greener on the other side. Then you wake up and you got all this. You didn't realize how much pride and ego you was dealing with, and the Most High had blessed you, and now you feel with regret in your life. So those that seek me early shall find me. That's what the Most High say. So make sure you seeking the Most High. Finish reading.
Picking up at verse 26. And he did very abominably in followings, idols, according to all things that as the Amorites did, whom the Most High cast out before the children of Israel. And it came to pass, when Ahab heard those words, that he rent his clothes, and put sackcloth upon his flesh, and fasted, and lay in sackcloth, and went softly. And the word of the Lord came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, seest thou how Ahab humbleth himself before me?
Because he wasn't built up for this wickedness that Jezebel was putting that stirred him up. He started knowing, man, I'm wrong. That's why y'all yelling at Elijah, you coming to come. Because you're a reminder that I know what I'm doing wrong. I got a conscience. I'm a king in Israel. Like, I know I'm doing wrong. Just like you go tell a brother, man, you're late. You shouldn't be. Man, watch out. Watch out. Because you just want to force this to be right when you know it's wrong. Finish reading.
Seest thou how Ahab humbleth himself before me? Because he humbleth himself before me, I will not bring the evil in his days. But in his son's days will I bring the evil upon his house.
Let's see what this evil was about.
Chapter 22.
First, let's get Ecclesiastes 27 and 3. Get some precepts on that.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 27 and verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown.
So you gotta make sure that you following the Most High. Your house gonna be overthrown. You're not gonna know which way it come from. You know, Anytime you get out of line, even in this truth, you start losing focus and you start going off. Something. Oh man, yeah. You got to get that correction. Because you've been given this wisdom of the Most High, and you got a responsibility. You got to make sure that you on point or your household get destroyed. Right? However which way it come. Let's get Isaiah chapter 32. Couple more scriptures. You ain't seeking the Most High, and you just trying to win in life. You just trying to you think you gonna do it right. We see it all the time. Good brothers, right? They don't really wait. No, it's the truth. Yeah, man, that's good what y'all doing. Want to stay in the world, think you just gonna just ride off in the sunset. Then they come back and you just like this. What happened? Man, she doing this, doing that, man, my kids. Why? 'Cause you ain't following the Most High. You chosen to do this. You don't got no choice to be in this. Let's just get verse 5. And then we're gonna jump it over.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, and verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
No more liberal movements. No more liberal movements. Go to verse 9. No more liberal movements.
Verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech.
Because you careless out here and you liberal. I ain't gotta listen to no man. I don't gotta listen to nothing. You twerking. You doing madness. You just got it all on display for this Roman beast empire. For Babylon. You got it all on display. 10 years ago, you wasn't just gonna post all that like that. You just shameless out here. You just like, this is what it is. Look, they pumping more money into them female rappers right now. They pumping that machine. Oh yeah, this easy money layup. It destroys their children too. Then we get their daughters. Then their boys is messed up. Boys being raised with this, thinking this the type of woman. Oh, Jezebel's winning right now. But this what the Most High say. No more liberalism movements. Keep that going.
Verse 10. Many days and years shall ye be troubled.
Because destruction coming to the earth. And he going to make a man more person find gold. Because all that you worried about is not going to matter real soon. Finish reading.
Ye careless woman, for the vintage shall fail, and the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you, and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars. Yea, upon all the houses of joy in the joyous city.
Let's get 2 Kings chapter 9. Because it's going to be a lot of destruction in the earth. And everything. When that social media don't matter. When your job don't matter. Then that man's going to be more precious than fine gold. Then a man's going to really matter. The Most High with the perfect plan. Start that from the top.
It's the book of 2 Kings chapter 9. And Elisha the prophet called one of the children of the prophets, and said unto him, Gird up thy loins, and take this box of oil in thine hand, and go to Ramoth Gilead. And when thou comest thither, look out there Jehu the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, and go in and make him arise up from among his brethren, and carry him to an inner chamber. Take the box of oil, and pour it on his head, and say, Thus saith the Lord, I have anointed thee king over Israel. Then open the door and flee, and tarry not. So the young man, even the young man, the prophet, went to Ramoth Gilead. And when he came, behold, the captains. Verse 5. And when he came, behold, the captains of the host were sitting. And he said, I have an errand to thee, O captain. And Jehu said, Unto which of all of us?
Jump it down to 7.
Verse 7. And thou shalt smite the house of Ahab, thy master, that I may avenge the blood of my servants the prophets, and the blood of the servants of all the servants of the Lord, at the hand of Jezebel.
Because Jezebel was doing the most. We know it. Finish reading.
Verse 8. For the whole house of Ahab shall perish, and I will cut off from among Ahab him that pisseth against the wall, and him that is shut up, and left in Israel. And I will make the house of Ahab like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha, the son of Ahijah.
Let's jump it over to 27, verse 27. Let's read that out.
Verse 27. But when Ahaziah, the king of Judah, saw this, he fled by the way of the garden house. And Jehu followed after him and said, smite him also in the chariot. And they did so, that going up to Gur, which is by Ibleam, and he fled to Megiddo, and died there. And his servants carried him in a chariot to Jerusalem, and buried him in the sepulchre with his fathers in the city of David. And the 11th year of Jeroboam, the son Ahab, begun Ahaziah to reign over Judah. And when Jehu came to Jezebel heard of it, and she painted her face.
Oh, she got ready. Jezebel like, I know how to get him. What's going on in the world today? Every time. Don't a different type of spirit just come when you see, even on social media, they just get to putting that on. It's like hands on hip. It's a certain attitude that come with it. But then you're humble when you're fresh face, right? But then you get to painting all that up. You come like this. It's time to perform. Finish reading.
And she painted her face and tired her head and looked out a window. And as Jehu entered in at the gate, she said, had Zimri peace, who slew his master? And he lifted up his face to the window and said, who is on my side? Who? And there looked out to him 2 or 3 eunuchs. And he said, throw her down. So they threw her down, and some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall and on the horses. And he trod her underfoot. And when he was come in, he did eat and drink, and said, go, see now this cursed woman, and bury her, for she is a king's daughter.
Let's go. Let's go to, let's jump it over to 36.
Verse 36. Wherefore they came again and told him. And he said, this is the word of the Lord, which he spake by his servant Elijah the Tishbite, saying, and the portion of Jezreel shall the dogs eat the flesh of Jezebel, and the carcass of Jezebel shall be as dung upon the face of the field in the portion of Jezreel, so that they shall not say, this is Jezebel.
For playing with the Most High, all that playing. Last 2 scriptures. Let's get 2 Kings chapter 10, verse 11 and 12.
Come on. It's the book of 2 Kings, chapter 10 and verse 11.
Let's just start at 10.
Verse 10. Know now that there shall fall unto the earth nothing of the word of the Lord, which the Lord spake concerning the house of Ahab. For the Lord hath done that which he spake by his servant Elijah. So Jehu slew all that remained of the house of Ahab in Jezreel, and all his great men and his kinsfolks, and his priests, until he left him none remaining.
This is what happened when you don't follow the Most High, you men. When you get to letting Jezebel just come in and take you away from the Most High. Not saying that you're not going to just have some issues you got to get through with your woman, but a woman that's taking you away from the Most High, that's taking you away from your God, nah. And you got to make sure you handling business according to the Most High, so you don't end up like Ahab. Because Jezebel, she wasn't even looking for no repentance. So with that, bless you all. Shalom.
Shalom.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even, thou shalt say, Would God it were morning, for the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord God of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord. And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall afflict thee. And I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you. For I will make you a name and a praise among all